Hello everyone, welcome back to the Catholic Gamer Dude Plays Game Dev Tycoon. Let's hop right back in. Alright. Okay. What are we doing? Blah, 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 blah. We are building Found Journey. Okay, that looks good. While that's going on, I'm going to... Oh. Interesting. Diamond. Sold 10 million copies of the game without the help of a publisher. We just got word that Medal of Valor 3 Patriotism, which was recently released by Shovelware Inc., has racked up to over 10 million sales. Yay! This is an unbelievably high number. We're gonna crank the budget of the research team up to 11. Let's see. Immediate inquiry. Hi, this is Jason Green from Gaming World. I got the word. Oops, didn't mean to hit the mic there. I got the word that the Shovelware Inc. is Incorporated is working on a new game. Would you be willing to share information about your current game and game project and do an interview about it? Blah, blah, blah. Oh. Alright, let's try this again. Breathe. Let's see here. Many of our readers are curious about what decisions go into making a video game and how companies prioritize development. Your new game is a fantasy RPG. Can you tell us whether such a game is usually received more focus on artificial intelligence or on graphic, singular? Let's see. Graphics, duh. Thank you for your time. Alright, let's try this. Before anything else happens, how are you guys doing? Every time I jump into this game, it's like stepping into work. There's like 1,000 things going on. I am doing alright. And, let's see. We're just making bank here. Going back to our game here. Let's see. In a recent interview with Shovelware Inc., we discussed our upcoming fantasy RPG game and asked company founder TCD Dude how different development areas are prioritized. Interview TCD Dude that graphic, singular, is of the utmost importance for such a game, and it seems that the other industry professionals agree with this. Every game development project has limited resources, so it's very important to use the time most effectively. Doing the hype! And the reason why I said I was going to increase the budget is because we're running out of time. We're already at year 26. I've been floundering around a little bit. And let's see here. Dialogues. Yes, sir. Level design. Definitely. Artificial intelligence? Not so much. Let's do 75%. Do need a little bit. The dialogues. Jerry. Yes. That's good. Jeanette, that's fine. AI, it's alright. Jonah, I can work with that. Do we want someone? Jonah is a little more balanced. Trenton is already kind of burnt out. I was hoping to get somebody a bit more balanced on the graphics. I can take care of the graphics, though. Jonah can do... Paul Press is kind of burnt out, too. Yeah, I have a feeling no matter what's going to happen, the sound is going to suffer a bit, but that's alright. So, Found Journey, we're working on that right now. We were ranked 3, that's great. I have 409 cash in the bank. That's the other reason why I cranked the budget up in the R&D lab, because, you know, really, let's see, Medal of Valor 3 Patriotism is now off the market. It sold 10 million, 150,000. That's awesome. Game market has normalized again. Game, stop popping things up. Marketing. Gosh, just jump right back into it, huh? Now we're researching AAA games, and because a revelation came to me over the break, and I realized that the reason why those percentages are down somewhat, you know, when I like try to balance the levels and sometimes it'll say like, you know, artificial intelligence 75%. That's because the options that I choose don't have enough time to fill them out. And the only reason why you get more time is if you're trying to build a AAA game, and I'm completely ignoring this industry news at the moment. So let's see. Let's read it from the top. For fans of the MBox, the long wait for an update to the console will soon be over. Announced that the MBox 1 will be available later this year. The new console is marketed as a unified entertainment platform and comes with voice control and a camera, which is always watching. That's funny. To enable gesture control. A camera, which is always on, is not the only controversial feature, as new consoles require internet access at least once a day to function properly, does not support previous MBox games, and seems to place restrictions on how games can be shared or resold. Clearly, Microsoft wants to push the current status quo and deliver a console for a new future gaming, but we're not quite sure if players will share Microsoft's vision. They sure didn't. That was a very interesting controversy. Just after Microsoft announced their new bet in the upcoming console generation, Vonnie has announced they will release their new, long-awaited console, the PlayStation 4, later this year. Console seems to be doing everything the PlayStation 3 did, only better. Unlike the Xbox One, PlayStation 4 does not have an always online requirement and seems much more player friendly. We think that there's hardly a risk for Vonnie fans being disappointed. We'll see how the new console will fare against its competitors. Interestingly, little tidbit about this, the PlayStation 4 actually does have an online the best way to phrase it is the capability for developers to say whether or not they want an always online to always have an always online requirement, because what it is that, you know, the original Xbox One just had it flat out online all the time. Hold on a second, I'm just trying to assign stuff here while I'm thinking. Too much stuff going on at once, gosh. It's like you come into work and all of a sudden, you need to do this, you need to do this. Okay, so 100. Jerry's gonna be pretty burnt out by the end of this. I don't think there's anything we can do about that. Myself is on there, and then the world design. Problem is, if I assign anybody else, it doesn't really matter anyway. Let's do it. Get that hype. So basically, if I remember correctly, PlayStation 4 actually allows developers to make that choice whether or not to have an always online requirement. So the validation is actually built into the hardware, and it's a nice little, you know, half and half kind of solution. Because on the one hand, it's not PlayStation, you know, it's not Sony that actually calls that shot, it's the developer. Yes, and so here's the pushback on Mbox, quote unquote. After a massive public backlash to the controversial features announced in the upcoming Xbox One, Microsoft today published a letter outlining their change of plans. The Xbox no longer require constant internet connection and will not place restrictions on how games are sold or shared. Clearly, the different and much more popular strategies of companies like Vonnie, as well as vocal players themselves, has forced this change of direction. Oh yeah, Sony took massive advantage of this. They even had a cute little video. They're like, you know, here's how you share PlayStation games. Step 1, share the game. Here you go, thank you. It was great. You should look that up. R&D lab. Trying to push this out the door because if we get... Looking forward while they're working on those bugs. Look at all these people. It's like blah, 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 blah. Look at this hippie dude. Oh my goodness. This scarf and everything. Large booth. Pump this sucker out. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know who these corporate spies are. May gain access to some critical systems. No, we play fair in this industry. We may be the only ones who play fair, but we do. Anyways, what are we talking about? The mocap guy. I just love all of this. Look at these computers. It's like newfangled stuff. I mean, what are we working on? I guess they're flat screen with 3 monitors. That's cool. Today, the new game platform Xbox One by Microsoft has been released. I'm looking to see if we can get... Yes! Get that hype! Oh, this has been a little discombobulated episode. It's just like, all of a sudden, just getting everything thrown at you. I remember I had that experience at work one day. It was not pleasant. Oh, we had 1 million people visit our booths, and we were voted #1. Look at that hype. Here we go. New record. Ding, ding. Alright, release that sucker. New research available. Immersive storytelling, 3D graphics version 5. Cool. Let's see what we can research. Casual game, mini games, dynamic loading. Not a lot of research, unfortunately. And this is why I suspect we're kind of at this point where we have to start releasing a AAA game. In fact, we're not going to do any research because, oops, first review, new release game, Found Journey came in. It is a nice experience. Love it. It is a played it for days, informed gamer. It is a shows potential. Wow, Game Hero. Why don't you just stick a knife in my heart, man? Quirky, but good. Actually, that was kind of the experience of the game that I referenced. Train. We're gonna do some more research. We're gonna do research into research. Train. Research into research. All of you guys do training and research. You can become a graphics specialist if I get the research points. That's the biggest thing that's missing right now, and that's kind of what I was talking about. Is that I really should have started training like a lot earlier in this, and I think now that we don't have the research points for it, that's where we're getting hurt. 500k in sales, not bad at all. Generated game report. while that's going on, and then we'll probably have to send all these guys on vacation. We just got word that Found Journey's release racked up over 1 million in sales. Cool. And so we're making back the bank that we have here, and as we're doing that research and they're doing that training, our guys are... This is the biggest, most important part of the project. And I think what I'll do next is, well, I won't talk about that yet, because this is coming up to the conclusion. Boss, our research AAA games is complete, and we can now begin to create AAA games. AAA game requires well-trained staff. It's best to have specialists in different areas to make sure the team does their best work. Creating a AAA game, we also use the R&D labs to develop a special marketing campaign, which greatly enhances the hype around the game. Play System 4 has been released. We are... Oops, our post-release analysis. Gosh, all these pop-ups. Let's try this. Engine seems to be not important. Duh. Platform genre match. PlayStation 3 good. PlayStation 3 mature is good. Topic audience match. Fantasy mature, great. Ooh, alright. And they're gonna need to go on vacation in a second. Let's do a start project. Own convention. Internet opportunities. Hardware. Ew. Internet opportunities. Internet will change our lives forever. Yeah, we're actually way past that point. Let's do hardware. I want to do hardware. You guys work on hardware. You all go on vacation. It seems possible to market the new topics at the moment. I don't care. All of you go on vacation. All of you go on vacation. Go on vacation. Really wish there was someone to say, everybody get out of here. And, oh, you can generate a game report. Oh, okay, let's do that. These guys work. These guys aren't going on vacation. And these are the hippies. You know, you professionals over here. Gosh, you're so whiny about the vacations. Alright. While that's going on, we're going to develop a new game. Oh, look at that. We got 39 research points. That's because we had our research team didn't have a project for a little while, so they were developing a lot of research points as a result of that. Gosh, there's so much to cover today. Oh, I feel winded already. Let's go to game history. Medal of Valor 3, Fables of Mysteria, Fantasy RPG. Fantasy RPG. S-Can driving. Not really sure what we should be developing. Let's look at... What do we got going on here? We could do a sci-fi strategy game. Make it mature, pick platform, PC. License costs are getting higher, but you know what? You gotta keep up with the latest and greatest. Play System 4. And the Unsound version, Engine version 3, and we're gonna call this Strat YCOM. It's going to be a re-envisioning of a 1980s sci-fi strategy game. Graphics version 4, new research available, marketing campaign. We want to build out the hardware though. We're gonna go into some more interesting places. You guys keep on gabbing. In 2 months, the MBox 360 will be taken off the market, which is fine. We're developed for the latest and greatest here at Shovelware Inc. Starting. Alright. Engine is important. Simple cutscenes, branching story. Not so important, I don't think. 85. The gameplay is absolutely essential. So... we'll do that. And then... who's up to bat? Let me see. Gameplay and quest, we'll put Jeanette on that. Paul Press, look at how exhausted he's going to be after the gameplay. Yeah, this is going to be tough. Have to manage these stages. We're probably not going to get the bonus. This is the first AAA title, so... we're going to pump a lot into this. Our post-analysis of Medal of Valor 3 Patriotism, his complete level design seems to be quite important. Just kind of, I guess, you know. I mean, I played Call of Duty games, and I played Medal of Honor, and all that other stuff, and I gotta tell you, I wouldn't been that impressed. But here we go with our first AAA title. Found Journey's off the market, it sold 3 million, generating 44 million in sales. Which is pretty cool. And our hardware department is being researched as we speak. It's going to be close to 800 points soon, which is good. The hype is already starting. As you notice, this is taking longer as well. We're generating quite a bit of research points as well, which is good. Xbox 360 is no longer supported. You released this game for the platform and earned a total of 463 million. You gotta like that. Xbox was very helpful for us. Our research is complete. There's definitely a big opportunity ahead of us, so we create our own hardware lab with the appropriate technology specialists to run it. We'll create our very own gaming console. Not be cheap. Will probably take us a few years. We'll be able to trump the likes of an Xbox or a Play system. We can open our own hardware. Let's do it. 5 mil. Our hardware lab is ready. To visit the hardware lab, simply click on the screen, drag the keyboard, alternately, blah blah blah. Custom hardware. Oh. Let's see. Start a project. Custom hardware. Interesting. Use our in-house hardware lab to design and develop special hardware products to coincide with the release of our AAA games. Let's do that. Welcome to your very own hardware lab. This is the place where you can create our own game console. Before you start, make sure you have a lot of cash saved up. Building a console isn't cheap when you are ready. Blah blah blah. And 1.5 million to start. While they sync up, and then we go over here. They're actually earning us quite a bit of research points, so I'll let them run a little bit longer, and then I'm going to cut them back a bit. So far, so good. I'm liking this. Wow, look at all that research building up. That was what we were needing as well. I'm going to let that build up a little bit so we can research a little bit more as we build Wycom. And then, actually, you know what? Let's pause it right here because we're coming up past 15 minutes. So, thank you very much for joining me for this incredibly busy episode of Dev Tycoon, and I will see you next time.